Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
It's Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us on Friday morning. It's September 20th.
You're entirely welcome.
My name is Joe Callahan. That's Dave Richards right over there.
I am.
Good morning to you there, Dave.
Hi there.
And we expect to be joined by Elizabeth Featherston to talk about the Pumpkin Fest, which is tomorrow in North Smithfield, and Rich Elaine from American Legion Post 85 on River Street. He'll be in around 8:30 this morning.
In all probability.
That's right. And this portion of Coffee Ann is being sponsored by the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. And Dave, what's in your email from the Chamber?
Well, I have three here this morning. The leadership lessons are coming up this week at the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. Leadership lessons coming up. Who do you know? It's coming up. And all the rest of that. Next week, the workshop webinar on Wednesday, September 25th. In-person forum coming up Thursday, October 24th. All very interesting stuff. Then, of course, there's the list of all the stuff going on that includes the Eggs and Issues Breakfast, Road to Prosperity. And that's road with an O-D-E, Joe, instead of an O-A-D.
Clever, huh?
Very clever. And that's coming up on October the 9th, the week, it's the Thursday, actually, before Autumn Fest. Do I have that right? The Tuesday. The Tuesday before Autumn Fest.
Yeah, that would be...
Yeah, I don't have a calendar in front of me.
The 8th.
That would be... No, that's the 9th. Is the 9th the Wednesday before?
The 9th is the Wednesday.
9th is the Wednesday before Autumn Fest. Thank you very much, Joe. And like that, it's at 9:30 in the morning. Then October 17th, Bold in Business Breakfast from 8:30 to 10 at Bryant University. Welcome Wednesday Networking Coffee Hour on November the 6th. And the Phantom Farms Brewery at a networking pop-up rather. If they're at the brewery too long, they have to prop you up. 4:30 to 6:30 on November 20th. That's, of course, at Phantom Farms in Cumberland at their new brewery.
Just let me lay down.
And, of course, the holiday open house. Get your tickets now. If you're going to have an expo table, get it now because it's going to come up fast because it's the 3rd of December. You know what's going to happen. So, I got plenty of time.
And then poof, you don't.
Right. And by Thanksgiving, all the tickets are gone.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's 5 to 8 at the Bally's Twin River Lincoln Casino Resort. What does this other one say over here? Breaking Barriers in Sports Leadership. An inspiring morning with Brooke Cooper is coming up on October the 17th at 8:30 in the morning at Bryant University in the Bello Grand Hall. And
you know who Brooke Cooper is?
Brooke Cooper is the Executive Vice President and General Manager of the Worcester Red Sox.
Very good, yes.
Who will share her remarkable journey, including her failing forward moments and groundbreaking achievements as the first woman to hold the position in the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And like that. All these things coming up here at the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. How do you become a member? It's easy. You could go as a guest. But, members get they get discount tickets and a few perks. There's perks to be members. But you could go and learn what's going on here, or you could call them and find out just how inexpensive a chamber membership can be for your small business. Call this number after Coffee Ann. Not because you want to listen to Coffee Ann, but because they don't answer the phone till 9 o'clock in the morning. 334-1000. The Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce has brought you conversation on Coffee Ann Friday mornings for many, many, many years.
Thanks, Dave. Brooke Cooper's a Woonsocket girl,
I'd heard that, but
Yes.
I didn't know her here.
Yes. Well, she grew up here.
Yeah, but I didn't know
That's
her.
right.
I mean, I don't know everybody. It just looks like it.
And she's married to Ellis Cooper over at the
That's
Northern
right.
Rhode Island Boys and Girls Club.
Ellis Cooper,
Yeah.
That's right. School's out for summer.
Not Alice Cooper, Ellis Cooper.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm just teasing,
Things are going on. Last night, I told Dave yesterday, Dave, it might be a long night last night. I want to stay up and watch the Patriots game.
No, it wasn't.
And I
It
decided...
was over before halftime.
Well, not quite. It was over after halftime. And I said, if it gets to 21, it was 14-3 at halftime. They were losing. If it gets to 21-3, all right, then it's time to close up shop.
Well, it was over for the
And then
Patriots
about-
by
with about
halftime
6
because they weren't
minutes-
going to score again.
6 minutes into the third quarter, It was 21-3. I said, okay. And so now, looking at the season's young. It's only 3 weeks in. We're 1-2, firmly in last place now. And it's remarkable that they won in game one.
Now, the fabulous Denise
that's-
is really ticked this morning.
Okay, why?
Well, because she loves to watch the Patriots games. She's been a fan for many, many years. And she says, Dave, where can I find the game tonight? So I go online and I say, okay, where can you watch the Patriots game tonight? And of course, it's Amazon Prime.
Right.
And no, I've been saying no to Amazon Prime for many years. I continue to say, I don't want to join the club. I'm sorry. I don't want the dues. Not interested. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Or you could go with a free trial
Yeah, for 30
on
days.
Fubo TV.
Okay.
If you think I'm going to do business with something that calls itself Fubo, give me
FUBO.
a break.
Okay.
No, I'm not interested in joining their club either. Besides, their prices are awful. It would have been $70.
A month?
You had to commit. Yes, that's what it
Wow.
costs to join Fubo.
Okay.
I mean, I looked into it for my girl.
Yeah.
You know, I said, well, maybe I'll have to bite the bullet and do stuff I don't want just so that my girl can be happy and watch the game tonight. So I looked into it, but even she'd turn her nose up at $70 a month. So anyway. So that was it. I looked at it and I looked up and down the pages. Went to the NF, went to the nothing. Now you tell me it was on an
Yes.
over-the-air channel,
And
but
I-
it was hidden
I came
from
in this
anybody who
morning.
looked it up on the web yesterday.
That's why I don't look things up on the web sometimes when it comes to what channel are things on. Because TV gives you the guide right on
Yeah.
your screen. And that's where you got to start looking for stuff.
It wasn't on
And
a
it wa-
network. Well, it was on a network
was.
channel, but it
Yeah.
wasn't a network offering. A
Yeah.
local Boston channel cleaned up last night
Yeah.
because they said to Fox,
Fox 25
sorry,
had it.
we're busy doing something else right now. We won't
Yeah.
be broadcasting your network fare. And they broadcast the
Yeah.
Patriots game instead, and that was Channel 25 out of Boston. Could have watched it.
Yes, you could.
I didn't know till you told me this morning.
No, I don't know if it was blocked.
Well, being
the
in Rhode
Fox
Island,
Channel down in channel 11. What's the Fox channel in Providence?
it's 64.
64. It might have been blocked from there because
Well, no.
they had it, but I don't know.
No. This was strictly a local deal. Just
Okay.
like your pregame,
Yeah.
your preseason games, I should have said. Those are just those are local deals.
But it was Al Michaels and the other guy, and the whole pregame from Apple TV or whatever, Amazon Prime. That's
Yeah.
it. Did the whole thing, and it was all on Fox. So that I watched it last night until I shut it off and said, "Well, that's enough of this."
Well, and I feel I have to join Denise in her
Yeah.
displeasure
Well, I didn't figure it out until
because they're
last night.
disenfranchising
Yeah.
fans. And I have to believe that their ratings for last night were far less than they ever would have gotten on an over-the-air thing. But they would have told me, well, Dave, our expenses are much less because putting it on a network station is very, very expensive. And so, okay, I get it. It's business. You go right ahead. But you don't expect to engage our enthusiasm when you make it so that we have to do business with people we don't want to do business with to watch the game. I wonder if anybody else feels like I do. Or is it just my Yankee indignity?
Oh, I'm sure
being
some people feel
tweaked
that
here?
way. Yeah.
My resentment
Anyway,
for having a public spectacle and making it a private club.
so the Patriots won in Game 1, which actually, looking at it now, looks remarkable that they won.
Yeah.
But everybody was starting out new, and we don't know about the other teams, and so we squeaked out a victory there. But now, when you start sharing,
Then they squeaked out a loss in the next game.
when you start sharing the films with the
It
other
was pretty
teams,
close. They could
the
have
other
won.
the other teams have now figured out this is how we beat the Patriots. And
Well,
they-
wasn't there 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen not playing? They were on the injured
Well, that's
list
it.
for last night.
and that's the key.
And if I'm to gauge by Lou Mandeville's synopsis of the game in our sports report this morning, he says the offense was
The offensive line was offensive.
offensive.
And it was. They were pretty bad last night. And it got to be to the point where Drake May actually made an appearance in a game.
Oh, did he?
Came in with 4 minutes and 24 seconds left
Why?
to go. I found because
When the
game,
cause is lost,
because the
they
game
put
is
him in?
lost. Yeah. And okay, Jacoby rest. You got tackled 6 times. You must be pretty tired, and he was.
Uh-huh.
So okay, Drake. you can go in and,
This is how you learn your game.
hand the ball off to people, and you've got a little experience now. So good for you. And now they lost, and so now they're 1-2, and they go on. I forget who they're going to play next week. Well, they're not playing anybody this weekend, so
Doesn't
they
matter.
get time to rest up and see if they can bring some people back. But just judging by last night, they looked. John Rook put it. They looked disheartened before they even started, and Aaron Rodgers looked great, and he just picked them apart. And I'm like, these guys. It was like watching a high school football team go up against the pros, Dave. It was that bad to watch. I go, you guys don't look like you're in the Jets league at all, and it's not going to get much better. And so there we go. And so the good thing that happened in sports yesterday, and you got to be following.
It wasn't the Red Sox.
It wasn't the Red Sox. They lost to, but out in Los Angeles, the Shohei Ohtani.
What
He's
about
the
him?
first Major League Baseball player. He's now in the 50-50 club. First player ever to hit 50 home runs and have 50 stolen bases in the same year. He's the only person that's ever done it.
Because usually you don't have to steal bases if you're hitting home runs.
That's
That's
right.
probably why.
But he went 6 for 6 yesterday with 3 home runs and 10 RBI. He's
Quite the ball player.
He's amazing to watch. And he's hurt because he's also a pitcher. And they shut him down from pitching so his arm can rest
Right.
from throwing. But he can still hit. And
How does Major
and
League
run.
Baseball allow that? Because, they've got so many stinking rules, they trip over their shoelaces. They trip over their rules in Major League Baseball, and NFL's getting that way too. But like with NFL, you can go into the game. Coach says, okay, you're in. But if you don't check in that you're going to be playing this position,
Yeah.
it's an ineligible player.
Right.
Even if you went in there and was inconsequential to the play, it's a penalty. I mean, to me, come on,
You
give
gotta-
me a
you
break.
gotta check
You
in,
can't
yeah.
send somebody in and say, oh, by the way, find something good to do and go do it.
No.
And with Major League Baseball, you can't go into a game unless you tell the umpire what position you're going to play. And then there are
Yes.
restrictions on you from playing somebody else's position unless you're covering a base or something. All right, we get all that. But how is a guy who can pitch and hit and steal bases go into a game? Does he have to say,
'Cause
well,
he's
I think
not-
today I'm
yeah.
going to be a pitcher?
No. Well, right. And then, but because he's been shut down from pitching, okay, I'm in as the designated hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to go 6 for 6.
And Major League
you can
Baseball
keep hitting.
allows him?
Yes.
Okay.
You can have anybody be the designated hitter. I mean, it's incredibly rare that it's a pitcher because they're
Right.
usually so lousy
Right, exactly,
at
yeah.
hitting. But he's an exception. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing.
So he's a
actually-
Superman in the ball club.
Yes. So
And
he's
what
actually,
team does he play for?
The Dodgers.
Yeah.
So he's actually hit the 51-51 club because now he's got 51 home runs.
Oh,
and
he spoiled it then, huh?
51 stolen bases.
He spoiled it.
So if you want to watch it, I mean, the Red Sox, they lost again. And it's just so disheartening because at the All-Star break, Dave, the Red Sox were 5 games out of first place. And there was talk of, hey, we can take over first place.
Yeah, we could.
And they came out of the All-Star break and fell flat on their face.
Yeah.
And had a lousy
Somebody
July
tied their
and
shoelaces
a lousy
together.
August. And now
Right.
they're having a lousy September. Now they're 2 games under 500. They still have a chance to make the playoffs, but now the question is why?
Exactly.
If you make it,
One and done.
you're just going to get bounced out right away.
Right.
So it's like, at least that's what I think. But anyway.
Then you might play the
so,
Dodgers, and then where are you?
Well, they wouldn't play the Dodgers first. Because
No,
they're in the
not
National
first.
League.
But
So
they,
they can
but down the
lose
road,
to
you might play the Dodgers, so you're
might.
already doomed.
They can lose to the Yankees right away.
Yes.
They've already clinched.
There are
their-
20
a
teams
spot.
in the major leagues that are already
Everyone makes the
doomed.
playoffs. Yeah, well, that's true. All right, we're gonna take a break here in the Coffee and program. More coming your way.
I'm going to
And
call
Dave,
Elizabeth.
What is the? Give us another message from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
334-1000. Call at 9 o'clock today and find out how the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce can help you.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
We're local and live at 99.5 FM.
All right, it is Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan. That's
We
Dave Richards
got
over
a
there. Who do we
guest.
got for a guest, Dave?
Elizabeth Featherston's here from North Smithfield. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, how
Hi,
are you guys
Elizabeth.
doing today?
I think we're doing okay.
We're
Even
doing
though-
very,
even though the
very
Patriots
well.
lost, I'm doing all right.
Do you bother with the sports games, Elizabeth?
It's just college basketball.
All
That's
right.
it.
College,
I understand that.
PC Friars, URI, Bryant.
UConn.
Oh,
UConn.
Huskies in our midst. Okay.
All right. All right.
All right.
Well, Elizabeth, I asked you to come on for just a few minutes because we're very excited about tomorrow's Pumpkin Fest. Which one is this? The 14th, is it?
17.
17th. Oh, I
17th,
missed.
wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Missed
miscounted.
3 years.
I miscounted. A 17th annual Pumpkin Fest. Originally, they put this together to raise money for school sports, but now it's youth in general. I'm led to believe, because the work of the Pumpkin Fest has been so well received in North Smithfield for so long, and you've done so much good that you're now expanding the horizons as well. And tomorrow is the Pumpkin Fest again. It's one of the more charming festivals you'll ever go to because it's one day, it's 6 hours, starts at 11, ends at 5. Everybody has a good life. Nobody's killing themselves to do this, except maybe Elizabeth. And what I mean to say is, Joe and I are very, very involved in Autumn Fest, as you know, Elizabeth. And of course, that's 3 days plus all the prep, and it's 12 hours a day and all the rest of that stuff. And after a while, you get tired. But I always thought that North Smithfield was so smart to make the Pumpkin Fest just this one time, and you bring out great crowds.
Yes, we do. We normally have, we've had from 3,000 to 6,000, depending on the weather,
Wow.
and what we're going to have. And this year, I'm really excited. We have Colt and the Coyotes playing, as well as Generations Barbershop Quartet.
Ooh.
We like to bring in items and events that maybe kids or people in the local area haven't seen in a while. So I'm really excited about the Barbershop Quartet. We also have Bubbles McGee is coming to make huge, giant bubbles, and a presentation with that, as well
People
as
love those
Soul
bubbles,
with the
especially the kids love them. We have them at the Levitt concerts during the summertime, and boy, they're well received.
Yes, they are. We also have a petting zoo as of last night that is coming, so I'm excited about that as well, with some mini cows and mini sheep.
Oh, nice.
Correct. And everyone has gotten involved. We have middle school organizations that are involved, as well as the PTO and the soccer and the baseball and softball. We have every class in the high school that's involved this year. So it's this full community involvement, which is great because all the money that we raise goes directly back to the children of the community in any way they need. If a child comes to us or a family comes to us in need, we will support them, as well as projects. The kids do senior projects. We've helped during COVID with graduation, and we've helped with paying for the volleyball courts at Pacheco Park. anything that we can do to help a child. We also have scholarships that we give to graduating seniors of North Smithfield. And you don't have to go to our school system, just be a resident of North Smithfield. But sometimes our projects, they overlap, and something that we're doing for North Smithfield obviously overlaps with Burrville or Woonsocket or Lincoln or Cumberland as well.
It's wonderful. Now, you mentioned some of the entertainment coming, but there's going to be plenty of food and plenty of exhibits and things like that. At last count,
Yes.
well, let's see. The ON TV truck will be there, and we'll be streaming live and broadcasting from there as well, as we have for a number of years now. And I'm number 58, but you've got like 90 different booths and things. This is a little bigger than you might think, right? What's the number? I didn't catch it.
I think we're up over 110 booths now.
Wow.
Wow, that's great.
So you are not going to be bored at this thing, believe me. And you only got 6 hours to see it all.
Right, and it's very economical. Admission is $2
Yeah.
per person, and so it's a very economical event.
And when you get it, you
and-
get the buttons, right?
Correct. Yep.
Right.
You get one of the 3 gates. You get a button, and you come in. And the food this year, oh my goodness, we have just exploded. We have the regular hamburgers, hot dogs, cheeseburgers, but we also have empanadas, and we have churros.
Oh yeah,
and
I
we
had
have
those
barbecue.
last year. We had the Spanish-themed food last night, and it was a great way to test it out and see how you liked it. Very, very tasty.
Yes, we have kettle corn, and we have nachos, and we have dynamite, and we have chili, we have chowder, clam cakes, doughboys, roast beef, salads, apple dumplings, hot cider. We have, obviously, we have Dells, which is a staple every single year, and ice cream sundaes, pizza for anybody who wants to have just a staple item there. So the food is just going to be astronomical, as well as all the booths. Unfortunately, this year we shifted away from our children's pumpkin patch because we needed the room for more booths this year for all of the great crafts we have. And believe it or not, we have 5 booths that are being run by children under 15 years of age
No kidding.
that have been putting together their own crafts to sell on behalf of nonprofits in our area. So I'm very excited to see our new entrepreneurs that are starting up so early. And I guess that's one thing that I love about this community, that we just embrace all of this talent that we have here and let these kids just thrive and grow.
Really nice, really nice. I may not be able to get them all on the TV and the radio like I have been in the past. If you're expanding that much, I might run out of time. But I'll do the best I can to do that. We're all getting there a little bit earlier, but again, it opens at 11 o'clock. Now, Elizabeth, what we have to do is we have to make sure people can picture exactly where they're going to go and where they're going to park and things like that.
Yes, well, if you picture the high school and middle school will be directly behind the in-between section.
Right,
So you
between
have-
the big football field and in back of the high school and middle school from the road
Correct.
perspective.
Correct. And so you'll be able to, handicap parking is at the bus loop where the school normally has the bus loop, and then they'll be parking up at the football field, around the middle school, around the high school, and then up on the tennis court.
All right.
The
Now,
tennis court.
is there an area where they don't want you to park that we should tell people? Well, I suppose
Yes,
it'll
sir.
be signed, right?
Correct. There are signs, but in the past we've been able to park behind the school in different areas. But as of this year, because of the wonderful expansion they're doing in the athletics department for North Smithfield High School and Middle School, we cannot. We are pulling in, dropping all of our stuff off to have your craft there for your booth, and then you're pulling yourself right out again, so that way, and we can leave the fields and all of the area as pristine as possible.
I'm lucky,
Nice.
though. I'm
Okay.
lucky. I bring my vehicle in, and that is my booth. so I
It's rolling.
True.
hills.
so I don't have to worry about where to park the truck because the truck is the show. I'm very lucky that way. All right. Well, listen, this is great. Of course, we know that the Scouts will be there tomorrow because they always are there. They used to be right next to me. I'm going to be a little further away near the fire department and the emergency people and the rest of that. I imagine React and the gang are going to be there for emergency communications as well.
We have the young police explorers, as well as the command center and the fire department will be there.
Right.
And we also have, all the different organizations, like you had mentioned, the Scouts, and we have 8th grade doing a fundraiser as well for a field trip they're going on. We have so many
Right.
local groups. We also have dance.
And you mentioned that some of the trees have been removed that are closer to the building over there. Makes me wonder, are we still going to have Old Glory there, the big American flag that Stanley Tree helps us with?
Yes, Stanley Tree will be there with their flag. The trees, all of those trees on the hill are still there. It's the trees closer to the high school that
I
they've
see.
moved, so they have a better way to be able to see all of the athletics that are being presented now and availability at North Smithfield.
Very good, very good. Well, we're
So
looking
we're
very much
very
forward to
excited.
it.
Yes, there may be a little bit of rain tomorrow. I looked at it during our period of time.
I'm
There might be
ignoring
a
it.
little
Elizabeth,
sprinkle, but that's right.
I do the weather forecast here, and I'm ignoring it.
And we are moving
you know why? Because you
forward
have
tomorrow.
you have a forecast that says 50% chance of a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain. 50% chance isn't what you might think it might be, because your average day has a baseline 30% chance of rain during the summertime, and it'll still be summer. It'll be the last full day of summer tomorrow,
Right.
but it'll still be summertime. And Elizabeth, I know you have to be practical and look at it, and you can't be flippant about it like I can. But I'm saying yesterday we had a 50-50 chance of a tenth to a quarter inch of rain, and between the fabulous Denise and I, we counted 3 raindrops. So
Correct. So
I'm
that's-
thinking
we're-
I'm thinking you're in good shape. Wouldn't probably be a bad idea to bring an umbrella, because the surest way to make sure it doesn't rain is to be carrying an umbrella.
True. True. So we're very excited, and thank you for having me on today.
We're delighted. And Elizabeth, thanks so much for what you do for the Pumpkin Fest in North Smithfield. You're a delightful lady, and your committee are just so squared away and so delightful to work with, and we can't help but support you, and I hope that everybody else does too.
11 to 5
Thank you.
tomorrow at the high school, right?
Right
Yeah,
behind the high
see
school.
you there.
Right behind the high school. All right. Elizabeth, thanks for joining us on the Coffee and program today.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right. Elizabeth Featherston, she is the head honcho, the top person in charge of Pumpkin Fest.
She's the spokesperson,
in
too.
North Smithfield.
Yeah.
Very good. Rich Elaine has joined us at the Coffee and program at table. Good morning to you, Rich.
Good morning.
We'll be
Morning.
talking to Rich in just a few minutes about things going on.
The rooster
at
is here.
The Post 85. But it's time for the weather report being brought to you by Bank of America.
Cloudy skies today with a high near 66 degrees and a rather stiff breeze from the north. Tonight, cloudy skies, overnight low of 56 degrees. The north wind gusts up past 25 miles an hour to 30 miles per hour overnight. Saturday's weather, cloudy skies, high of 63, a north breeze, 50% chance of a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain. Sunday, mostly cloudy and 65. Monday, partly sunny and 67. Tuesday, mostly cloudy and 66. Wednesday, cloudy with a high of 67 degrees. And on Thursday, mostly cloudy skies, 50-50 chance of showers Thursday with a high near 68.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street, we have cloudy skies and 64 degrees.
Joe, Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A., copyright 2024.
Are you retired or retiring soon?
That's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3, Cumberland, Rhode Island. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially from the proceeds of their 401k distribution after they leave the workforce. So to find out more about our services and for professional management of your investments, call Ed or Paul Carew at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
In a world where good food, friendly faces, and unforgettable memories collide, there's one place that stands out from the rest. Gators Pub is proudly celebrating 35 years of excellence in North Smithfield. Join us at Gators Pub, where every visit feels like coming home. Our secret to success? It's simple. Our super friendly staff and mouth-watering dishes prepared fresh daily by our talented chefs. Sink your teeth into our delectable lunch specials from Monday through Thursday and savor complimentary soup to warm your soul. Enjoy the game day excitement with multiple TVs showing the Boston Red Sox while indulging in classic appetizers like our famous potato skins and pita chips. Looking for a lively atmosphere to watch volleyball games? Look no further. Pair it with our juicy burgers or the latest cocktail creations to elevate your experience. Gators Pub, your ultimate destination for good times and great food. Come and celebrate with us at Gators Pub on Route 102, just a mile before Wright's Chicken Farm. Make every moment memorable at Gators Pub, where good friends and great flavors meet. Remember, there are no strangers at Gators Pub, just good friends you haven't met yet.
We've unlocked the vaults, and we're replaying Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 70s. This week is from September 17, 1977. That's when Foreigner felt as cold as ice. Rita Coolidge was lifted higher and higher. George Benson found the greatest love of all. And Johnny Rivers was swaying to the music. You'll hear those hits and all the top 40 songs from September 17, 1977, right here on American Top 40, the 70s.
Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards. As we mentioned,
is.
Rich Lane from Post 85, American Legion Post 85 here in River Street is joining us as well. And so before we find out what's going on coming up at the Post, how did things go last weekend with the Mental Health Day with Boobification?
They had an awesome day.
Excellent.
Yep,
Excellent.
I was up there and I got to talk to Trish Parento quite a bit, and they had a wonderful turnout during the afternoon. A lot of information was handed out to the ladies up there. The entertainment was absolutely spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Vendors did well. Yeah, everything. Great day.
great
Great day all the way around. You know, and you know, a little publicity for the Post and a whole lot of publicity for
them.
Trish and her Boobification organization. So, you know, and just thank everybody for coming out there and supporting.
I'm glad it was a success because I know Trish worked very hard on it for the last 6 months.
You know, it's like I said.
Putting it together.
It's like I said last week when she was here. Probably one of the, you know, I've had fortunate in my life to work with a lot of different, you know, charitable organizations, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody work as hard as that lady does. She's just phenomenal in her desire and just always looking to get the best out of everything.
I don't know if you would know this, but I'm hoping new people, breast cancer survivors, came out and who were first hearing about this organization for the first time, and were able to come out and get information on what they can offer them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And improve their mental health as well. So that's fantastic. Glad to hear everything went good for that event. Now, so what's coming up now at the Post?
Oh, we're still hanging around down there in River Street. We really are. Let's see what up and coming. I got to put my old man glasses on here, and I've actually got them in chronological order today, which I normally don't.
Before you get into it, something I forgot. This segment of Coffee is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper. Dave, you want to tell us what on the front page of the Valley Breeze is?
I can wait.
Can you?
Absolutely. I'm here till 9.
Because I'm sitting here waiting to hear what you have to say.
Well, he hasn't started it yet, so it's
Well,
all good
I know.
time. Let's stop him before we get into it.
All righty. I hold in my hand a copy of the Cumberland Lincoln edition of the Valley Breeze. And there's some news stories on here. Sophia Barr has one talking from Lincoln about the trees gone, trust is lost, and the Barber family asks Lincoln officials to do the right thing and make them whole. That's also, we have Lincoln office, pictured in their Lincoln office, the Cumberland Lincoln Animal Control officers. Pictures smiling and everything like that. Adoptions are strong, it says at the Lincoln Cumberland Combined Animal Control Center. And Ethan Shorey has a story on that. I know that Ethan's working on a great story for Autumn Fest. It's not in this week's edition, but he called me about it last night to go over some points, so you'll be looking forward to that too as the weeks go along. School bus cameras may be in place by November in Cumberland. Luz Jennifer Martinez has the story there. Looking at the North Smithfield, Woonsocket, and Blackstone edition. Well, right across the top here, some news, and I didn't know this until we found out about it in the breeze. Corey Plant story on Al Drew's Music Center closing after 60 years in business. Started over on Main Street, right next to New York Lunch. Of course, Al started it up. His son Dave, Al's passed on. Dave has been running it now for the last many years. And Dave says circumstances are such that he's still having fun, still doing business, but the people that own the building have other plans for it. And he says, well, at my age, I'm probably better just getting out of the whole thing.
They made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
Well, what can you say? So anyway, that's Al Drew's right there. North Smithfield Town Council forwards Scouters versus Hallowell debate to October. And the 2 years have passed since the town was awarded $4 million grant to build a community center, and it ain't happened yet. They're working on it in North Smithfield. Ethan Shorey also has a story in here about Woonsocket officials. Diamond Hill Road could get a boost from a self-storage up there. And there's 2 areas being considered, Social District and along Diamond Hill Road. Well, you know, self-storage is getting to be quite a popular thing to do. Anyway, if you want to know what's going on, pick up the Valley Breeze and you'll be informed on things. Like I said, hey, I think I know everything, but I didn't know about Al Drew's. Read about it in the Valley Breeze, plus great ads from great local businesses. You'll always do well reading the Valley Breeze newspaper every week. It's free where you shop every Thursday.
All right, Dave, thanks. All right, back to Rich and things that are going on at American Legion Post 85.
Okay, let's see. Tonight, we just started doing this on Friday nights. We got a DJ coming in on Friday nights. It doesn't have the hours on here, my little lineup here, but I imagine he probably starts
It's usually
right around
8 to 11 or something
that. Yeah, something like that. So, if you want to find out the hours, I imagine you could call down there. They'd let you know because they don't tell me anything. But
What?
yeah.
You're teasing them, right?
Yeah, of course I'm teasing. But tonight, like I said, we got a DJ Roger. So he's going to be at the Post tonight. And then tomorrow night, Saturday, September the 21st, from 7 to 11, underneath our pavilion. That's our last concert, by the way, of the year outside, is So Many Roads. They're a Grateful Dead tribute band. So they will be performing tomorrow night at the Post, like I said, from 7 to 11 underneath our pavilion. We'll have the outside bar open for beverages, and So Many Roads got a pretty good following. So come on down and enjoy some, if you like the Dead, come on down, and the Grateful Dead, I should clarify there. Come on down and listen to some good music. Then on Saturday, September the 28th, come on, Joe.
Oh,
you know what this is.
Are we back in action again?
Yeah, we're back in action.
Oh, fantastic. I'm ready to
New
go.
World Wrestling Extreme is going to be live at American Legion Post 85, Saturday, September the 28th. They'll be setting up their ring and everything. So, and I believe tickets in advance, if you go to the New World Wrestling Extreme website, advanced sale tickets are $15. And at the door, they're $20. And you can find all your information at the New World Wrestling Extreme website. Sunday, September the 29th, the day after the wrestling, we have our Member Appreciation Day down at American Legion Post 85 from 12 to 5. Now, it says Member Appreciation, but it's also a community event. So if you wanted to come down on Sunday, September the 29th, and see what we're all about at the American Legion Post. We'll be more than happy to welcome you in. We will have some hot dogs and hamburgers doing on the grill, I'm sure, and you can have a beverage, and we'll have all 4 entities that belong to the Post: the American Legion, of course, itself, the Sons of the American Legion, the auxiliary, and the civilian organization. We have Friends of Fairmount. So, like I said, you can come down on Saturday, September the 29th. You can talk to any of those entities, find out how to join them, find out what we're all about. More than happy to help you out. And we're, something I usually forget to mention, but we are open to the public. So if you're coming by and you want to drop in and have yourself a beverage, feel more than welcome to come through the doors. We're a very welcoming organization.
All right.
Let's see, what else we got going on here? We have, well, not that everything isn't important, but also on that September the 29th, when we do our member appreciation, right around 4 p.m., we've kind of adjusted the meat raffle we used to do on every Sunday.
Yeah.
So we're doing mega meat raffles now. We're going to space them apart.
Is that
but
so?
Yeah, but our first mega meat raffle is going to be also that day of the member appreciation, September the 29th, and that'll start right around 4 p.m. I am understanding that we are going to increase the amount of meats that we have available for the raffle on these mega meat raffles. So come on down and see the quote-unquote new and improved meat raffle down in American Legion Post 85. Sunday, October 20th. I know it's a couple of weeks off, but I want to keep mentioning
About
this.
a month, actually.
Yep. Yep. Hey, it goes by fast.
It does. You're right.
I'll tell you what. We're going to do our Vietnam veteran dedication at Post 85 up at the Eternal Flame. That's all the festivities for that start at 1 p.m. As I said last week, the entities that are getting together to put the people in charge are having their meetings. Rumors I've heard are, they're trying to put together a Black Hawk flyover.
Nice.
21 gun salutes,
Wow.
All sorts of good stuff. We'll have some, and hopefully we have a good amount of Vietnam veterans up there. I have been, I was just informed last week that I was given the distinct honor of reading off the names of the KIAs from Woonsocket.
Wow.
From Vietnam. So I am deeply honored to be able to do that. But it's going to be a fantastic event. Very, very patriotic. So if you want to come down on Sunday, October 20th, and view all that, it starts at 1 p.m. Then we got October the 26th. I believe, what day is that anyhow? I haven't got it down here. I just wanted to mention.
That's a Saturday.
Saturday, October the 26th, we are going to do Trunk or Treat. The Ladies Auxiliary puts that on every year. It is an unbelievable community event with the Trunk or Treat. People come in, they open up their trunks, they have them trunks of their cars, they have them decorated, they got vehicles decorated. We have the whole pavilion area decorated for the kids. We do hot dogs, hamburgers, which are free of charge. Hot dogs, hamburgers. The bar isn't free of charge, of course, but we have all sorts
There's
of
rules against that.
Yes. There's all sorts of events going on for the kids. We're going to have a face painting. We got all sorts of activities. Bring candy, of course.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's kind of the thing, right?
If you're
Yep.
not getting Kit Kats and Snickers bars,
There you go. But anybody that wants to either make a monetary donation toward this event, like I said, this is a community event. We have had literally hundreds show up the last couple of years.
Wow.
It's from 4:30 to 7 up at the pavilion, and it's just been a great event. The kids really enjoy it, and everybody always talks about, we need a safe place, for kids to trick or treat in today's world. You're not going to find anything
Here's
safer
one.
than up
Yeah.
there. Here's one. So bring your kids up on October the 26th from 4:30 to 7 for a great time trick or treating, and that's pretty much it.
All right, Rich, thank you, and that's a good list right there. We're going to take another break here in the Coffee and program.
I want to know what he thinks about Swayman myself.
He's for him. He's sitting out, you know. He hasn't gone to camp yet.
I know that.
Yeah, okay.
You notice how worried I am?
You don't look worried at all.
Not at all.
All right, this portion of Coffee In has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
Hey, Red.
Who? Me?
Your face is beet red and you look like you're gonna pass out.
Well, you know, I'm a little dizzy, but working outside in this heat, what are you gonna do?
You're in danger of heat exhaustion, my friend. And if you want to finish up this job today and get paid, you need to take a break in the shade and drink some water. Now, got it?
Yeah, but I gotta...
You gotta stay safe and healthy to stay on the job, right?
That's true.
A message from the Rhode Island Department of Health and the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
You can depend on us for public service, ON Radio.
All right, Coffee In on ON. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan. Dave Richards is here. Rich Elaine is here. We need to get Rich's opinion on this little baby because you are a corrections officer in Massachusetts, right?
Yes.
All right. Leaders of the union representing state correction officers in Massachusetts are outraged after 5 guards were attacked at a prison just this past week.
That is absolutely correct.
2 of the guards were stabbed and 3 others were injured in attacks by inmates at the maximum security prison. This is in Lancaster, Massachusetts, on Wednesday night. One of the guards was stabbed 12 times. And the union says he's lucky to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
The union is also mad because the Department of Correction has yet to provide them with any information about what happened.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That doesn't shock me.
No, that's sad.
That does not shock me.
So things were like that when you were a corrections officer, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
between the union and the Department of Corrections.
Yeah, in some cases it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I also understood as a union official at that time that they have to do their investigations, you know, internal.
Uh-huh.
And I would say that we probably had a much better rapport back then, and there wasn't as much
a better rapport with the Department of Corrections.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as the union officials in the department back then, but I think there's just a more liberal policy towards inmates than there was even 10 years. Well, I've been out 13 years now.
Okay.
I think there was even a little bit more of a liberal policy towards the inmates. I mean, look at what they're handing. This is maximum security. This is the only maximum security facility in the state of Massachusetts.
Did you work at this one?
No, I never worked at Sousa Baranowski. I did visit there as a union official many, many, many times. Walpole was the other max. It ended up closing down due to be in their antiquated facilities. So, but these inmates get laptops. I mean,
do they?
Yeah, and they break them.
Well, sure.
And then they use the internal metal parts to make shanks.
Oh, wow.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and take a look. What was it? 2 years ago with that other correction officer? I think it was Shirley. As a matter of fact, the medium security right next door was just about beaten to death because of the free weights. I mean, come on, wake up. What's it going to take? You know, one of my brother correction officers to get killed?
Yes.
Is that what it's going to take?
Yes, it is.
You know, and that's just sad.
Mm-hmm.
That is very, very sad. And I know 2 of the union officials up at the union office very, very well now. And I'll tell you, these guys try as hard as they can to make things better for the guys that do that beat. And I did that beat for 20 years. And I'm telling you, you know, it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Well, sure.
You know, and if anybody, and there's something else too, that this really made me laugh at the news report this morning. They said that the inmates there were 2 inmates
that did the stabbing.
That did the stabbing. They're in another facility. They moved them
So
to another
they
facility.
took them out of Lancaster to go someplace else?
They took them out of now they're already in a maximum security prison.
So where were they
The
moved?
only one
So where did
in
they
the
go?
state.
Okay, so where did they go?
I don't know. Did they take them out of state? That, You know what I'm saying? Are they still in the state? Well, wait a minute. If they're in a maximum security prison, what'd you do? Move them to a medium security prison after they just got done, almost
Attacking the max, yeah.
Yeah.
So what are they worried that the guards are going to retaliate against them?
No.
That's why
no.
we have to move them for their protection?
No, I'll tell you what, a lot of instances, because what happens in a situation like that is that the whole prison gets locked down,
Right.
maybe for a couple of days.
So the other prisoners will go after them?
Well, let's put it this way.
Locking us down?
If I'm Joe inmate and I'm minding my own business, all of a sudden I can't move around a prison like I
Yeah.
normally would have because what I perceive to be two knuckleheads did what they
You can be
did.
a little PO'd, huh?
Yeah, I'd be a little angry.
Okay. I just thought there was more of a camaraderie is not the real right word, but I'll use it here. Camaraderie between the prisoners. It's us against them. It's us against the guards. So if you stab the guards, we're happy for you, even though I might get locked down for a couple of days or a week.
In my experience, I used to call it all the time the 90-10 theory.
Okay.
90% of the inmates just want to do their time, be left alone, won't give you
get out of
any
there.
trouble at all.
Yeah. But
It's the
it's
other
10%.
10% that make life miserable for the other 90%. Everybody's got that line.
But
You know,
you gotta be on guard for that 10%.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, really
Absolutely.
100% most of the
Yeah,
time. But
yeah, but like I said, and people watch all these. I get a kick out when I watch some of these shows on TV where they show, inside a prison.
Okay.
Like it's an hour show.
Yeah.
And like you see 30 incidents of people getting stabbed and beat up and stuff like that. In my 20 years, I'd say I was involved in maybe 3 pretty serious incidents.
Okay.
In my 20 years.
Yeah.
And one of them took place 6 months into my career.
Wow.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's dangerous, but you just got to know where that line is and don't cross it.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens more when if the Department of Corrections provides information to the union about what went on with the stabbings of the officers just this past week in Lancaster.
Well, it's public opinion on this too. So the more the public can put some heat too on the officials,
Yep.
maybe they'll move a little quicker. Like anything else, it's all politics.
No.
Well,
you don't say.
they don't always get really excited about the inmates because after all they don't vote, and they're no threat to the politicians.
Yeah, well, it's such a, in the state of Massachusetts, I mean, I don't think I'm offline by saying it's such a liberal state when it comes to these policies. So.
Well, no, you're not offline on that.
Yeah,
Just like Rhode
yeah,
Island.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, back here in Rhode Island, are they just blowing smoke, or is there something really concerned about Hasbro leaving the state? I think they're just blowing smoke. But
Yeah,
usually I'm wrong on these things.
I heard talk. In fact, I think it was on your program the other day. You had some guests on that were talking about them staying in state but just moving to a different facility right outside of Providence, or
Yeah.
there's enough land and stuff available. So I don't know. I kind of tend to agree with you. I think they're just blowing smoke.
Okay, I think so too. But you never know. Yeah, they're looking they're looking in Boston, but why go that far?
Yeah.
To find another place, even if you go over the line. And I mentioned that North Attleboro or Foxborough or Dedham, like that.
Yeah.
Why are you going all the way to the city? And especially to have workers say, I don't want to commute to Boston every day. Maybe I'll commute to Foxborough.
I would think like the gaming industry now is going more towards and I'm not a big computer freak. I'm lucky I can read my own emails, but I imagine a lot of it's going to that digital stuff, and it's no more like game boards anymore. Nobody's sitting down playing checkers, I guess. Huh?
No, you do it electronically.
Yeah, you do it electronically.
Which is tough because you can't cheat. It's tough to do. Yes, Dave.
We have a communication from one of our friends, Melissa Murray, who can't be with us on the radio for the.
I miss
reasons.
Melissa. I really do.
Well, we see her in the office, but we miss her on the radio too. But that's the way the federal government is, and they're trying to be fair. And,
Yep.
And by being fair, they become unfair.
Very
It's that whole Solomon thing going on.
Well, if Melissa's listening,
Yeah.
I miss you.
Well, she sent me a little note. She says, Dave, would you give us a plug? Coming up next Saturday, a week from tomorrow.
All right.
On the 28th. You might like this. It's the second annual Woonsocket Mrs. Roper Romp. They dress up like the character from the Three's Company TV show. That's the wife of the landlord.
In the big
Mrs.
moo-moo.
Roper. Actually, it's a caftan, but
No, well, all right.
you're forgiven for not understanding your women's clothing.
Fashion.
But anyway, and it's just going to be a quick afternoon of lots of fun, starting at 3 in the afternoon at Ciro's Tavern. Then they're going to go over to Lops Brewing, and they basically flash mob the place.
Yeah.
They just show up, and so anyway, the English style pub at Ciro's Tavern, then Lops Brewing, armed with gaudy accessories and a thirst for adventure, they dive into the world of craft beers and tasty. What's a pastelito? I don't know. It's a new word for Dave. All right. So you're there for 45 minutes, and then they end up at Little Lena's, another great sponsor
All right.
of ours, Joe, right
Yeah.
around the corner. 80s, 90s themed bar, and this was an 80s. Did it go
70
into the 90s?
Oh, no. The
Yeah.
late 70s or to early 80s.
Oh, yeah? Okay, show. Anyway, it's going to be fun. There's going to be Three's Company trivia, prizes for the best costume. You need your curly wig, your best caftan, and some accessories.
And the gaudy pearls, fake orange pearls.
Fake orange pearls.
And earrings.
Dangly earrings,
Earrings,
yes.
yes.
All the rest of that stuff. It's put on by the Downtown Woonsocket Collaborative. If you want to know more, just go to this email address, events@dwc02895.org. Boy, that's an easy one to remember.
Yeah.
DWC Downtown Woonsocket Collaborative, then the zip code. .org.
I'm sitting here, and what came to mind, Dave, as you were going over all this was, I'm sitting in a brewery having a nice beer, and all of a sudden we have 50 Mrs. Ropers come in
Oh,
that have
you'll-
already visited another
You'll be
establishment.
lucky if you'll
half
be
in
lucky
the
if there's
bag.
only 50.
You've had 50 to 100 Mrs. Ropers, like with a couple in them already.
Melissa told me they've already got more Mrs. Ropers signed up for this
This
than
year.
they had last year.
Oh,
Because it was
my
a big
God.
success last year.
Oh, my God.
And the men dress up like Mrs. Roper.
Yeah,
too.
it's just a hoot.
Oh, yeah?
It's just a
Oh,
hoot.
God. This is something. I think this is going to be better than wrestling.
and fine Three's Company trivia like this. Were you a fan of the Three's Company show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
What is
yeah.
the name? What is the name of the bar that they used to go visit? That was down below where they lived, where the roommates lived. Do you know?
Was somebody's name, wasn't it? No.
No.
Come on, Joe. You got to
You
tell
know?
me now. It's going to kill me because I'll have to look it up on my phone. It'll take 10 seconds.
What is it, Gary?
Go ahead, Gary.
The
Regal Beagle.
Regal Beagle.
Regal Beagle.
The
There you go.
So
Gary Smith just poked his head in and had the answer.
remember
Don't mess
See,
with trivia with
There's a
Gary
man
around.
who remembers.
That's right. The show is. Well, that's who they're being. Anyway, we talked about Hasbro and now the 12 finalists have been announced for this year's induction into the Toy Hall of Fame.
Oh boy!
All right. Every year, the Strong National Museum of Play in Rochester, New York, nominates 12 toys that have achieved icon status. 3 of which will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And this year's finalists include Transformers, Pokemon trading cards, balloons, trampolines, and My Little Pony. All right. The public can vote on their favorite toys through September 25th at museumofplay.org.
Woody's got to be in there somewhere, right?
Woody from Toy Story?
Yeah. He's
I don't know if he just falls under Disney or
yeah.
or
It's
what.
got to be Hasbro.
It doesn't have to.
or-
No. All toys.
All toys.
Yeah, Hasbro, Parker Brothers,
Yeah.
Milton Bradley, all those kind. Yeah. But they always come up with a list, and you vote on your favorite ones to get in. Last year,
There you
last year were baseball cards, all of them in
Uh-huh.
general, any Nerf toy, and Cabbage Patch Kids made it in last year. So we'll pick 3 for this year's induction. See, they were smart, Dave. They get a nice list of 12, and they only pick 3.
Good idea.
It is a good idea. All right, that'll do it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening. Thanks to Elizabeth Featherston from Pumpkin Fest, which is tomorrow from 11 to 5 at the North Smithfield High School. Get out and enjoy that. Should be a great time. Richard Lane, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Come on down to the post, everybody. Come visit.
Very good. And Dave, thanks for coming in as well.
Always a pleasure.
All right, I'm Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great weekend. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do your remembers at 9:30 here on ON AM and FM.
Broadcasting live in
High school football tonight
from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
The mayor of Pawtucket says he is committed to keeping the Hasbro company a resident of his city. The toy maker confirmed its